living room, by the window, please.
Both of us together, one
I'll be back out in a minute.
Tried to shift it, couldn't even lift it. We was getting nowhere, and so we had a cup of tea. And right said Fred, give a shot for Charlie, up comes Charlie.
I wish all surgeries were like that.
Oh, hang on a mo. A young woman phoned, asked to see her doctor this morning.
Right, one of my patients.
Now, well, you see, I normally write the patient's name, then the doctor's, but when she phoned, it was pandemonium here.
Godber. No, not one of mine. Right, just popping out to see how the move's going, so call me there if I'm needed. Okay.
All right, our kid?
Of course, 2 G's, that's how I remember it.
What's that?
2 G's, you see. Godbers with Goodwin, not Wetherell.
Right, yes.
Good morning, the Royal.
The majesty of the English landscape. Strange the things you miss away from the old country.
How long were you in India for, Colonel?
Longer than I care to think. Arrived as a young subaltern when the Mahatma started his civil disobedience.
Did you ever actually see Gandhi?
Arrested him after his long march to the sea. Remarkable man. The moment the slave resolves he will no longer be a slave, his fetters fall. Freedom and slavery are mental states.
When the pain gets too much, come in. We'll arrange a bed.
And put me so full of drugs I won't know where or who I am.
We'll give you no more than you need to ease the pain.
No, thank you. I'll find my own way. Death is only another mental state, really. Question is it an enemy? Or a welcome friend?
It shouldn't be long now.
Well, he's the only one I'll see. I can talk to him. And my sister made me come. It's a waste of time. I've only got itchy skin.
Facing death can never be easy. Would you like me to talk to him?
Well, he's a very independent spirit.
Well, psychological support can be as helpful as pain-killing drugs, you know.
Ah, Ellen.
Hey.
Good to see you again. You're still in training for the Olympics?
Oh, I do my best, Jeff.
You want to go on through?
Yeah.
Ellen, Jeff, it's a bit familiar, isn't it? I presume she's a patient.
Yeah, Ellen Godber. Godber? Goodwin, you see. Dr. Omerod's got an Ogden and an Ogilvy. Dr. Wetherell's got 3 Williams, 2 Walters and a Wishart. It all helps.
If you say so. Today's appointments?
Good morning, Lucy. How delightful to see you.
Is it? I can't imagine why.
And did you join the athletics club that I suggested?
No, it was all a bit too organised for me. I just like to keep fit.
Oh, there's no sign of any rash there.
No, I said, but it does itch a lot.
Well, in that case, it might be pruritus.
And what's pruritus when it's at home?
Oh, well, it's not serious in itself, but we need to find out why it's happening. You've lost a bit of weight, haven't you?
Not as I've noticed. I don't really weigh myself much.
Well, step on the scales and we'll check. Okay. Let's see. Well, you're down a few pounds. I'd like to carry out some investigations.
Hello, Uncle.
Samantha, the very man has struck. I want to pick your brains over something. Now, you're a young, modern girl. What do eligible young women look for in a chap these days?
Depends.
On?
The woman. Some go for looks or sense of humour, status, wealth.
But am I right in thinking that an appearance of youthful virility still goes down well?
Yes, generally, I suppose.
Lion of a man cuts the mustard better than some mangy specimen sort of thing.
What's this all about, Uncle?
The kids were saying Grandad's going to love this place.
Yes. I must write to Henry with the new address.
You going to invite him here?
Well, I thought I'd take the kids to see him in Bournemouth first.
I take it he still doesn't know we've set up home together, then?
I thought I mentioned that when I dropped him the line. I ought to tell him face to face.
I think you ought to. Anyway, I can't wait for tonight. First meal in our own home.
If it's morning surgery, you're after, you're too late.
I'm not here for the surgery. Henry Appleton. Dr. Ormerod's father-in-law. Well, ex-father-in-law, I suppose.
Oh, yeah, right. You'll be able to see how the move's gone.
Sorry.
To his new house.
Gordon's moving house?
Today. Isn't that why you're here? Oh, here's Dr. Wetherill. She's just been there. She'll put you in the picture. Mr. What's-it's here, Doctor.
Mr. Appleton, what a surprise.
I've come to see Gordon. Do I gather he's moved house?
Lizzie, could you organise some tea for us, please? We'll just pop through to my office, shall we? I didn't know that Gordon was intending to write to you with his new address.
He just hasn't managed to get round to it yet.
Well, he'll be so glad to see you and the kids. Tom and Casey, they'll be pleased their granddad's arrived.
Let me tell you why I'm here. Yesterday morning, I was confronted on my doorstep by a reporter.
What, in Bournemouth? From our local press?
No, some Fleet Street rag. He wanted to know if I had any comment to make about my son-in-law's behaviour as my daughter lay dying in a coma.
Oh, look, that's total tripe. That was something that the local press here started up.
The reporter alleged Gordon had been having an affair with a colleague. He named you, Dr. Wetherall. I sent him packing, but was sufficiently concerned to come and see Gordon.
Well, you should. Yeah, you should. He'll explain.
Ah, there is something to explain, then.
You really need to speak to Gordon.
Then perhaps you'd be kind enough to let me have his new address.
Gordon Ormerod. Hello, darling. What? Oh, my God. Well, what did you say to him?
So, you're testing for Hodgkin's disease. Have you discussed that with her?
Well, there are a number of potential causes for a condition. I don't want to alarm her at this stage.
Oh, sorry to interrupt. That's all right, we're finished. I'll make sure we handle Miss Godber's admission very gently.
Thank you, matron.
Godber? The girl you saw earlier?
Yeah.
You seem to know her rather well. Actually, that's why I popped in. I couldn't help noticing she looked a bit troubled. I wondered if I could be of any use.
I'm afraid she may have a lymphoma, Lucy. Her priorities now are more physical than psychological.
I'm sorry the press dragged you into this, Henry. I'll be quite frank. Jill Wetherall and me were good friends and colleagues. We became quite close during Caroline's. I can tell you, nothing really happened while she was still alive.
Must have been an awkward situation for you. Seeing someone else whilst your wife was in a coma.
No.
And hey presto, she dies?
Oh, for God's sake, Henry. Please. Nothing improper happened. Her death was entirely as recorded.
A pity you didn't have the courtesy to put me in the picture before the press came knocking. And it would have been nice to have been informed that my grandchildren had moved home.
You have to know that I'm really very sorry about that. Look, things are a bit chaotic, but you really must stay with us. We've certainly got the room.
We've?
Jill and I were... We live together now.
I'd like to see Tom and Katie, but I prefer to make my own arrangements where I stay, thank you.
Hello. Thought we were just going for a drink, not somewhere smart.
Hasn't Lizzie given you my message? Sorry, something came up. We'll make it another night, maybe.
It's too late now for you to be sorry. It's too late now for you to be blue. It's too late now for you to worry, for I
Mind you, the parents own half of Yorkshire.
I tried so hard to make
I did warn you.
Now that I'm gone, you find you need.
Thanks for fixing me up again at such short notice, Ken.
No problem, honest. I'm only sorry it's still dragging on for you.
One tragic road accident has led to all this.
Aye, she was unlucky. Fatally injured, and yet her suitcase was completely undamaged, apparently. Clothes, toilet bag, all exactly as she packed them. I mean, you'd think there'd be protection for passengers, not luggage.
She had a suitcase with her. Gordon told me she was off shopping. That was plainly not true. You know, the more I learn about all this, the uneasier I feel.
Takes you to a grand summer ball in a sports car. Sounds all right to me.
He only gets 3 out of 10. I can't dance for toffee. Tread on my toes all night.
He looks very pleased with himself.
Good morning, Samantha. Staff Nurse Taylor.
Morning. I think he's got his eye on someone.
Not Lucy Klein.
A man his age.
Morning. Morning, staff nurse. Nurse Beaumont.
Good morning, matron. Lizzie.
Morning, Mr. Rose.
May I say, what a pleasure it is to be surrounded by such a bevy of beauties. I salute you, ladies.
It, is it?
Get on with your work, please, ladies.
Good morning, all.
Morning. You caught that?
Ah, Lucy. Good morning.
We've a nice quiet end bed for you, Ellen.
That's good, Ellen. There's a locker. Be able to keep your magazines and stuff there.
Nice that your sister could bring you in. Have you your night clothes with you?
What, do I have to get into bed now?
I'll draw the curtains. No one will see you.
I'll leave you to it, love. Don't go. Look, I'll pop back in this evening, okay?
She'll be fine. Seems a bit anxious. I think she suspects it could be serious.
Right. Hello, Ellen. I just thought I'd come and run through the procedure with you. Now, once you've settled in, we'll take a blood sample.
I'm sorry to interrupt, Doctor, but I've just had a call from a neighbour of Colonel Bradshaw. He sounded quite concerned.
Right. Thank you, matron. I'm sorry, Ellen. You'll have to excuse me. Sister Bridget will look after you, and I'll pop back later to run through those tests. Okay?
Okay.
Scalpel?
Spencer Wells. Ah. Nurse my brow.
You're very hot today, Uncle.
Don't take all day about it, girl. Come on.
All right. Keep your hair on.
Did you like the new house then? Sounds very nice, I must say.
I'd like to speak to the hospital secretary. Mr. Middleditch, isn't it?
I'll take you through, Mr. Appleton.
Well, his car's still in the garage. You can't have gone that far. I think I know where he might be. Colonel Bradshaw? Okay, his pulse is very weak. Can you call for the ambulance, please? Oh, my God, what's that?
It's a distressing enough business all round, Mr. Appleton, without the press's muckraking nonsense.
I can see why it makes a good story, though. Wife dies whilst doctor's lover tends her iron lung.
Mr. Appleton, I can absolutely assure you that no one tampered with the iron lung or hastened your daughter's death in any way. She died because her heart simply stopped.
As the coroner's inquest has confirmed. The subsequent relationship that has developed between Doctors Ormerod and Wetherell is, I'm afraid, something upon which we cannot comment.
Was it a subsequent relationship?
You mean...
Might it have already been going on? Carolina had a packed suitcase with her on the bus. Had she discovered Gordon's affair? Was she leaving him? That action cost her life, leaving 2 children without a mother, and me to bury an only child. You see why I'd like to know more.
Nurse Beaumont, brow.
We may need more towels, Alan.
It's these damned lights. Right, cut. Mercifully, that is it. Take her out. I need 5 minutes before you wheel the next one in.
Is it me, or do you think something's gone to his head?
All right, nurse. Maintain procedure and try and show a little respect. Please.
No, thanks.
Ingrown toenail, a Zadek procedure. That shouldn't tax us too much.
That case, can I get back to my duties on the ward staff?
Sure.
Quite a lot of patients today. Can get a bit hairy down there.
He didn't make it. Take him into casualty for the moment. The coroner will need to be informed. And I better have this tested.
Give me a hand with hair, long, beautiful hair, shining, gleaming, streaming, flaxen, waxen. Hear me down up there, hair, shoulder length or longer. Here, baby, there, mama, everywhere, daddy, daddy.
Lost something?
No. Just looking. For a towel. There.
Let it fly in the breeze and get caught in the trees. Give a hold to the trees in my
hair. Shepherd's pie. Your favourite, I believe, Mrs. Cox?
Sister. The young girl over there.
Ellen Gopper. What about her?
She seems to have finished already.
Perhaps she was hungry.
Did either of you see her eat?
Oh, her plate's empty. She must have.
Did you actually see her eat it?
Dr. Klein, we've a whole ward to serve. Where else would it have gone if she hasn't eaten it?
I'd like you to keep an eye on her. I think she's rather disturbed.
She's not the only one.
What a pong. I noticed it as soon as I came in from theatre. Is it garlic?
I don't know where it's come from.
You should know. It's your job to keep this place clean and sterile. It must be the drains.
The drains are cleaned thoroughly every day. It's not them.
What's behind here?
Oh. Old chap died this morning. Can't have got off already, could he?
Good Lord.
Oh, it's the same smell, isn't it?
Damn right, it's aluminium phosphide.
Is that what these tablets were?
Natives in India use it. Ancient suicide ritual. Your chap must have gone jungly and done himself in with it. He's highly toxic. Don't go near him.
I touched him. I've just been sniffing him.
It's a damn fool thing to do. In India, they burn the contaminated body. Avoid infecting anyone else. You'll have to close up and fumigate.
But I sniffed him. I inhaled him.
Just get this place cleared out. Don't put anyone else at risk.
What exactly is the risk, Mr. Rose?
Prolonged exposure to the fumes can be as fatal as ingesting it.
Everyone must get out now! What? Evacuate the hospital! Touched him. I sniffed him. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
earth's going on? Who ordered the evacuation procedure?
Mr. Harper. But I can't get much sense out of him.
What's happening?
The building's infected. We have to evacuate.
Infected with what, ma'am?
Don't come near me. I'm contagious.
What are you talking about?
There's no need for this, Mr. Harper. Mr. Rose meant as a precaution we should disclose casualty.
Why, Doctor?
I came across this before when I was out east.
How long will casualty have to be closed?
24 hours to be safe. Once we get the fog lighter outside.
And Mr. Harper? He's not actually at any risk, is he?
If he's showing no difficulty breathing, he'll be fine.
What on earth do we do with Bradshaw?
Stick him in a coffin. Outside. Leave him for 2 or 3 days. Poison should dissipate by then.
I'm sorry about all the commotion, Ellen.
Oh, I didn't mind. I'd like to get out of here, it's boring.
Should have seen the smile on her face when we told them all to leave.
Have you had the swelling long? We'll need to organise a biopsy, sister.
Oh, what? Will it take long?
No, it's quite simple. We make a little nick, take a sample, and have a result soon after the blood test.
Fasten down that guy rope.
Keep that blasted pole straight and we might be able to.
For God's sake, we can't have a coffin out here for everyone to see. Not very good for patients' morale.
Well, enjoying that, aren't you?
Sister Bridget.
Yes, Mrs. Cox? Oh, dear. Those sausages jump off the plate, did they? Ah, well. Never mind. Will we get you some more? Oh, dear. You didn't get any of it eaten either, did you?
Somebody better stand guard until the night watchman turns up.
Well, me and Alan can't do it, Mr. Middleditch. I mean, we've still got all that fumigation and casualty.
Well, you better do it, Harper.
Can't one of the nurses?
The nurses have patients to attend to. This needs handling responsibly.
Aye. Don't want anyone sniffing around, do we?
My goodness, you'll be licking the pattern off the plate next.
Can I go to the toilet, please, sister?
Yeah, it's just down the end there.
Ellen, isn't it?
Who are you?
I'm Dr. Klein. Can I see what you've got in your hand, please, Ellen?
I'm just going to go to the toilet.
Please.
Oh, leave me alone! Don't touch me!
What is it? What's going on? I think we'd all better have a word.
I can't eat greasy sausages. They're disgusting.
Then why didn't you tell Sister you don't like meat?
I do. Just not that sort. I didn't want to cause trouble.
We could get you something else, Ellen. You must eat. Keep your strength up.
Well, Anna's coming in later and she's bringing me chicken, salad, fruit and things. You know, healthy food. I didn't mean to do wrong. I just can't eat things like that.
OK, then you won't mind if Anna's food is checked by Sister when you eat?
Well, you needn't worry, I'm starving.
She wouldn't be the first to hate hospital food, you know. Henry might not like us being together, but we've done nothing wrong, you know.
I know.
So why are you looking so worried?
I'm just concerned. Oh, I don't know. Things might come out that could still hurt him.
Things?
When Caroline got on that coach, she had no intention of coming back.
Well, you showed me the letter. She said she couldn't cope, said she had to get away.
Yes, well, it wasn't quite as simple as that, I'm afraid.
Miss Godber, good to see you.
I'm not too late, am I? Ellen asked me to bring in some food. Afraid she's a bit fussy about what she eats.
We've gathered that, yes.
It all started after Tom was born. Caroline felt that she was losing her identity or something. Her life was housework, meals, nappies. Then she started drinking every night. And then during the day, I had to get help for the children. Did as much as I could myself, but that only seemed to make things worse.
Well, she should have been treated for serious postnatal depression by the sounds of it.
Well, yes. It's not easy when someone doesn't want to cooperate. And then she started to gamble. She said it made her feel alive. Ran up huge debts. Owed money everywhere. The whole thing was a mess. You know, I think that when she packed her bag and went, she honestly felt that she was doing me and the kids a favour.
I'm so sorry, Gordon.
How can I tell Henry all of that?
This is what you should serve people if you want them to get well.
I'll have a word with Cook, see what we can do. Can't promise it'll be as appetising as that, though.
Is it all right if I stay for a bit, sister?
Of course.
Good morning.
Hello, Henry.
Grandad! Dad said you were here.
Hello, Henry. We're up a bit late, I'm afraid.
I thought I might take the children out for the day.
That's a super idea. You'd like that, wouldn't you?
Yeah.
Her sister says Ellen's appetite's fine. She's just a bit fussy, that's all.
Right. Well, I'll keep an eye on her then. Oh, and more importantly, could you ask Matron to pass on her blood tests as soon as they come in?
Of course.
Thanks.
Jeff, can I have a word?
Sorry, Doctor. Lots to see.
Oh, let's get on.
It's difficult, Jill. He seems to be ignoring the obvious diagnosis.
Which is?
Anorexia nervosa.
Well, Jeff's a very good doctor. He has examined Miss Godber. I mean, he knows her. I'm sure he'll consider all possibilities.
He thinks he knows her. She's fooled and flattered him. She's manipulated him.
Why would she do that?
Because anorexics always deny their illness.
But her sister says she's had absolutely no eating problems at home.
That's how manipulative anorexics can be. She's obviously persuaded her sister to cover up for her. I'm concerned Jeff's making a big mistake which could look bad for him. I think you and I should section Ellen Godber under the Mental Health Act for her own safety.
We can't do that. She's Jeff's patient. She's not yours or mine. And if he's eliminating physiological conditions with his investigations first, then I think he's got his priorities right.
You're not with us today, Mr. Rose?
No. I just popped in to casualty. Everything all right? Fumigation and so forth?
Well, if you want the bald truth, it did cause a bit of a scare.
Yeah, especially for Mr. Harper.
Stupid man.
I expect he had a few stiff drinks last night to help him get over the shock.
He's probably got a hangover. Maybe he could do with hair of the dog.
Used towels and things. I expect they'd be in the laundry by now, wouldn't they?
That's right. Sorry, Uncle, I have to get on, or Matron will give me a terrible wigging.
Yes. Must cut along myself.
Mind the road. I'll leave you to it then.
No doubt we'll go to the park later. We must talk.
Yes, of course.
Tonight?
Sure. Bye, Katie. Bye, Tom.
Bye, Dad. Bye, Dad.
Now, Mabel, are you able to come out today? It's a lovely day.
A bit of luck. Could be stuck out there for days.
I hope you're not enjoying poor Mr. Harper's predicament. At least you could offer him a cup of tea.
Oh, hello.
Jeff, have you had a chance to talk to Lucy at all today?
Oh, I've had a busy surgery this morning.
Right. She seems a bit agitated about one of your patients.
Ellen Godber. Has she been criticising me?
Well, it is a group practice, Jeff. We do discuss cases.
Yeah, maybe. She doesn't seem to interfere with your patients or Gordon's. Why does she feel she can meddle with mine?
She seems to think that Ellen might be anorexic. She suggests she should be sectioned.
What? That's the last thing she needs.
Ellen Godber's blood tests. No sign of thyrotoxicosis, but I'm afraid some other worrying traces do show up.
Abnormal looking white cells. Raised ESR. Don't know.
Lymphoma. Hodgkin's disease?
Well, fairly classic symptoms. It might be unrelated, but she has a pronounced swelling under her arm.
Have you had a biopsy done yet?
We get the test results this evening. Look, I'd be obliged if you'd ask Lucy Klein to keep well out of this. It's going to be hard enough for the poor girl as it is. Excuse me.
What's going on? I can't hear you.
We thought you'd like a cup of tea.
Why are you wearing gas masks?
You've not been issued with one? Oh, Mr. Rose said that these are essential protection, you know what, with the fumes.
Well, the coffin's sealed, isn't it?
Molecular penetration or something like that.
No one told me. I'm out here all the time. Give me one of yours.
No. We need him to finish cleaning up casualty.
Actually, Alan, no, to be fair, no, he is in more danger out here than we are, so you can have mine.
Thanks.
I'm gonna collect the mug later.
I'm so sorry to bother you, Gordon. I don't know who to turn to.
You say you've already spoken to Jill.
After I tried to get through to Jeff, neither of them seemed to understand.
Well, let's see if I've got this right. He's carrying out a series of diagnostic tests on a patient you think should be sectioned straight away.
For her own safety, yes?
Well, seems to me he's following a perfectly sensible procedure. He's just eliminating the potentially life-threatening illnesses first.
You haven't seen this girl in action. She can twist him round a little finger. It only needs 2 doctors. You and I should section her now.
If we do that, we'd be undermining a colleague.
I'm trying to support Jeff, not undermine him. He's not trained in psychiatry. I don't want to see him foul up. I'm trying to help.
For strictly professional reasons. Lucy, I think, if you don't mind my saying so, that you're getting too emotionally involved in this case.
Only because I care.
I know. It's just that in medicine sometimes it's dangerous to let our feelings, our desires, even interfere with our judgment. Do you know what I'd do? I'd take a step back. Think things through. Okay?
They're certain the biopsy's clear. No trace of any malignancy.
None whatsoever. The lab will send you through the full report later.
Right. Well, now we have to help her face what she's really suffering from.
Matron, some relative of Colonel Bradshaw's arrived. She wants to know why his body's been plonked in a tent out in the grounds.
May I leave that one with you, Matron? He was my patient, but I need to discuss the results with Ellen.
Thank you very much, Doctor. Dr. Goodwin apologises for not being here to see you.
I'm afraid the funeral can't be for a few days.
Stop! Don't come any closer!
Mr. Harper, what are you doing? Why are you wearing that gas mask?
It's for the molecular penetration.
Don't be ridiculous, man. There's no risk whatsoever now. Take that thing off. What was I saying? Oh, yes. I'm sorry. I'm afraid there are certain formalities that have to be gone into before the burial. Now, if you just wait one moment, I'll open the flap for you.
Well, it wasn't me. I ate all my food.
You had a special lunch today. Ham salad. No one else had it. And that's precisely what I found in the bin.
Well, I didn't put it there. Do you know, I bet it was that horrible psychiatrist woman.
This was also found outside the toilet window. You didn't eat anything last night either, did you? Does your sister Anna know about this?
Why are you picking on me? Just leave me alone, you witch! I hate you! Oh!
Ellen!
Let go, you're hurting me!
It's all right, Ellen. We know.
No, you know nothing! Nothing!
Nothing! None of you! You just want to make me fat! I hate you! I hate you all!
It's all right.
Dancing in the shallows of a river. Lonely moon child, dreaming in the shadows of a willow.
Hello, Anna.
I can't think what came over her.
Well, she's calmed down now. Oh, I didn't know you had a twin sister. It's Ellen, isn't it? Before she had anorexia. You're twins.
Started soon after Mum died. She just started running and running.
Did she start restricting her eating at the same time?
I didn't know what to do. She changed that much. She got that thin that people who knew us used to stare at her in the street. So then we moved here. Thought a fresh start might help. She promised me that she'd eat, but she just doesn't. She weighs herself every day. She burns the scales. Then notes it down secretly.
Well, that's way below what she was on my scales. She must have put weights in her pocket.
It's like she's possessed by some devil. It's just not Ellen anymore. She's gonna hate me for telling you this. I love her and I'm at my wit's end.
It's okay. We're gonna get this sorted.
Say when.
Oh, that's fine. Painful as some of this may be, shall we all agree to be honest and open with each other?
Of course.
That's usually best, yes.
Good. Then remind me, where was Caroline off to on the coach that day?
Shopping. She liked the large stores in York. That's where the coach was going.
Why did you have a packed suitcase with her then? She was leaving you, wasn't she? Honest answer only, please.
I'm sorry, Henry. Yes, she was. I only kept it from you because...
Why was she leaving you? Had she discovered your affair?
No. No. There was no affair then.
No, absolutely not. We didn't become involved till much later on. That's the honest truth.
Honesty is all I'm asking. So, without prying unduly, may I ask what had driven her to end the marriage and abandon her children?
Before she caught the coach, she sent me a letter to the hospital. I didn't get it till some time later, but perhaps you should read it. It may give you some idea of what was going on in her mind.
I've heard what happened.
Well, I hope you haven't come to say I told you so.
Of course not.
You know, with her symptoms, any doctor who hadn't tested for cancer first would deserve to be struck off. Once I'd eliminated that, I considered other causes.
I know.
You know, your diagnosis may have been right, but the way you handled this was totally wrong. Chances of recovery with anorexia are much higher if the patient's been persuaded to go involuntarily. You're a psychiatrist. This is supposed to be your field.
I'm also human. I make mistakes.
That doesn't excuse trying to section my patient behind my back.
I know, I'm sorry.
So what's this all been about, Lucy? Are you trying to make me look incompetent in front of my partners?
No, of course not. I was genuinely trying to help you because I care. Oh, never mind. I've allowed certain feelings to cloud my professional judgment. I want to assure you it won't happen again. Good night, Dr. Goodwin.
As you can see, Caroline simply became frustrated by a life of domestic drudgery. I blame myself, Henry. Caroline was a wonderful wife and mother, but she needed more in life, and I failed to help her find it. It was entirely my fault. I just got so caught up with my work, running the practice. She was a bright and intelligent woman. I should have been more sensitive to her needs.
Rubbish. Think I don't know my own daughter? When Caroline met you, her mother and I were mightily relieved. After a procession of wastrels, she'd found a decent man at last. A rock to lean on. Oh, yes, Caroline was bright and intelligent. She was also a flawed, wayward teenager. End of the war, I was in Germany. She'd stay out late at night at clubs, drinking, flirting with GIs. Then she seemed to settle down. She met you. She had a nice home. Lovely children. A decent man. A man too decent to betray her memory, even in death. I hired a sort of private detective chap.
Detective?
He didn't have to dig far. A chat with a few of your old neighbours, Katie's old school, the local off-licence. A picture emerges of a woman with a drink problem, gambling debts, irresponsible social behaviour.
I'm sorry, Henry.
Don't be. I only ever wanted the truth. Thank you both for your time. I've intruded on your evening enough.
Oh, Henry, no, don't go. We'd like you to stay in our home tonight.
Thank you. I'd like that.
But I don't want to go. I want to stay with you, Anna. You must go, love.
The doctors at the clinic will help you to get better, Ellen.
Well, why can't I stay at home? And you could help me. I'll come in every week. And I'll eat. I promise I will.
Anorexia is a complex illness, Ellen. You need specialist support.
But I've heard about those places. They just make you fat. Well, I won't go, and you can't make me.
We can. But we'd much prefer it to be your own decision.
Please, love. You've got to go. I love you. But we can't go on like this anymore. Please. Right, I'll go. If that's what you want, Anna, I'll go.
You're a brave girl, Ellen. Okay, we'll leave you two alone for a bit. Hey, thank you. You're a great help there.
Just doing my job, Dr. Goodwin.
Morning, Dr. Goodwin.
Morning.
That's Klein? You all right? Yeah. Ah, right.
Morning, Dr. Goodwin. Good morning. Good morning, Lucy.
Pathetic.
Beg your pardon?
Why do men like that insist on making a spectacle of themselves? It's almost as bad as having a toupee, for goodness sake. It shows a classic indication of lack of character. Women admire men who hold their heads high, bald ones or not.
Indeed. Indeed.
Oh, Uncle, I found this behind the basin in the surgeon's washroom. Is it what you were looking for?
Certainly not.
What on earth is it?
Oh, looks like a hairpiece.
What I want with that? I'd incinerate it if I were you. Nice talking to you, Lucy.
Superb, thanks. You were really good.
I suppose it's important we all accept ourselves for what we are. You're pretty convincing yourself.
Oh, I used to love drama at school. To pay or not to pay?
Bye, Grandad.
Bye, you two.
See you when we come for our holidays.
I hope you'll all be able to come.
That'd be lovely. Drive carefully, Henry. He's a good man. A really good man.
It's like he's given us his blessing to be a family, to be happy.
Well, there's something that will make me even happier. Will you marry me, Jill?